Hello farmers, welcome back to No Man's Land. Yes, August is now here. I got as much work done as I could yesterday afternoon in the month of July before the rain came. I will admit I got another field plowed while it was raining. Probably shouldn't do that, but I got it done. But this is the last field we need to plow, except for the field down by the grain mill, but we got to harvest it first. So that's our two main tasks for this episode, is get this last field up here by the farm plowed, and then go on down and harvest the rest of the oats. As for milling it over, that's our grain mill. It milled all of the grain yesterday into the evening, and yeah, it completed everything. So we have like 100,000 liters of flour at the bakery. So the bakery is going to be rather busy. I did leave a little patch of, let's see, this had barley in it. I want to see if the crops would wither, and yes, they do wither. I mean, I expected they would, but, you know, I really haven't ventured into withered crops too much, except for seeing other farmers' fields on Elm Creek being withered. So I left a little patch there on purpose. No, I must have missed it. I just happened to notice it when I was making the first headland here plowing, but yep, crops do wither as we would expect. I had not checked on the sheep yet today, but there's a lot of things in the month of August I need to complete. The two things I already told you about: plowing this field, and of course getting the other field harvested and plowed as well. Picking up the rocks in August, not that important, but I got to feed the chickens. I do have to check on the sheep. Yes, we got sheep, in case you missed it. It's been their first day, so I just want to go over and see how they're doing on food and water after one day. If I remember, on Elm Creek, they didn't go through much food and water, so we'll just have to see how they're doing. The other things I need to do today in the month of August is fertilize our grass field. The grass is grown in the month of September. That's going to need to be cut, so we want to make sure we get another stage of fertilization on that to get it up to 100%. And then it's kind of prep the fields, which we're kind of already doing here, but we need to get them prepped, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for crop next year. Part of me is kind of tempted to kind of plant in the big field some cotton, but I just know it's going to be expensive in the long run, and it's kind of I don't want to say a gamble to do cotton when I don't have a spinnery or a tailor shop yet. But I'm expecting by then we should have, because the amount of bread that we're going to have to sell, we got eggs to sell, and you know the routine. What else do we sell in the winter? Eggs, silage. We'll have some silage to sell. I got to sell silage either today or tomorrow, because I got to empty out the bunker to put the grass back in. So just a couple things to keep our eye on for sure is the silage price and everything else, like we always do. I've already checked the store page for this morning, and there's one item and one item only currently, and that is a header trailer, which right now we don't need because there's no traffic, no pedestrians. Easy to go up and down the road with a 25-foot wide header, so we're pretty much all set. I did see some comments about the combine coming in now, that I actually could have got the biggest header and it would go on the combine just fine. Yeah, but you know, we're going to wait until we get a bigger combine in the future. I'm trying to go with some realism here. It's not 100% realism, as we do know, but I don't want to go with a big header like that in that combine, because I don't think the combine will be able to handle that size, a 45-foot wide header. I mean, it's almost twice the width of the current header that we got, so there is that. So with that being said, the combine's already down by the field, so we'll get, like I said, we'll get that harvested. Today should be fine for weather as well. No rain in the forecast. It's just going to be a cloudy day all day today. Another thing I would like to do, but we are short on the cash, and that's fix some of our equipment. The T6 could use a good repair. I mean, everything pretty much needs a good repair, but I am short on the cash. And if you're wondering, well, you got $8,000. Yeah, we only got $8,000. Leasing the fertilizer spreader is like $1,200. Leasing the belt is like $2,000. But after we lease the belt for the silage and sell it to wherever we're going to sell it to, oh, we're only one place we can sell it to, actually. That's the farm shop. We'll have a good amount of cash to be able to fix everything, and we'll be all set there. Because as we do know now, fixing it sooner is better than later. A couple more passes on this field here. And of course, we are going to have to lease the rock picker, because, well, we got stones. And since we own the equipment now that's running in these fields, we want to make sure we get the stones up and out of here, because we also need the lime as well. But as for everything else is coming along very nicely, I think. I did notice something when I was plowing the big field. It didn't take me that long to plow that field, actually. I said this in 19, as it would be nice to know how many seasons we played, and I did not know this until I checked it. If we go, where is that page? This page right here. This is your stats page. If you go over here on the right-hand side, years played. And I was kind of shocked that we're in year 6 already. That kind of surprised me a bit. I was like, this is year 6? And I was like, I thought it was only like year 4. But apparently it's year 6. Go figure. And that kind of got me a little bit sad because of the original $200,000 loan that we took out, I've only paid off $50,000 of it. Yeah, I know. But I have no problem, like I said, every month paying like the $500 loan interest payment. I mean, but I would like to get rid of the loan. I mean, who wouldn't? One less payment to have to make. But we need the money elsewhere. But now that we got a combine and a few other things, if the opportunity does arise, then maybe we'll nibble away at that loan payment. But like I said, another thing I would like to have, but it's getting kind of rough to figure out how I want to do it, is get another tractor on the farm. That way I can hire a worker to do some work while I'm doing something in another tractor. But workers are expensive as well. Even Frank is, doesn't give me no deal, even though he's been working for me now since, Farming Simulator 17. However far back that goes at this point. But yeah, he doesn't cut me no slack on the payment. So even if I get another tractor to get a worker, I will have to pay him. And he's expensive. He's like $1,000 an hour. It hurts. Alright, so since, let's drop off the plow. I'm not done with the plow, so I'm not going to bother washing it off or fixing it. I mean, I can't fix anything, like I said, until we maybe sell that silage in a day or two. I did clean up the yard a little bit before the rain came. Let's go ahead and park the plow right there. Hopefully it's not in Create Fields. It shouldn't be. Alright, so I'm going to hook up the trailer. We're going to go down and do the harvesting next. But before I do that, and before I forget, I want to top this off with, I think I still got some wheat left in the silo. So take the rest of the wheat out of there. I keep saying the rest of the wheat. I don't know if I'm going to use it all or not. I need to top off the chickens with some feed. And I still have grass in the loading wagon. So if I go up there and the sheep need some feed, well, then I do have some grass. They didn't take much grass to begin with. Uh, 5,000 liters of wheat, and I still got 65,000 liters of barley. So I'm wondering if someone's going to come out with a mod for like the sheep themselves. I'm pretty sure the cows as well. Kind of like it was in Seasons in 19, to where the animals that require like grass, like sheep, would take, they would eat the grass that's in the field that they're in. I think the chickens are going to take all of this. Yep, they did. The good news is, if we come over to here, you can see the stockpile of eggs that we got going on here. So that's looking pretty darn good. Alright, so we need to go down to the other field, get that harvested, because this is the last month I can harvest the oats. And then I got to go ahead and just take a short trip on down to milling it over, pop the oats in there, turn the mill back on, because currently I got it turned off. Because why would I have it turned on when there's nothing in there? We'll take the road, should I say the road less traveled? Not anymore. I'm going to try to stick to the roads. Before, with no roads around here, I was just taking any path that was, path. I was just driving in a straight line, really. Yeah, I thought, when I was putting this road in out to the farm, I thought the quote-unquote hidden path that you can kind of see in the grass once in a while, I thought it was a straight line right to the sawmill, and it was not. So that's why we got a little bit of a curve there. But you know what? This path kind of adds character to it, doesn't it? The other thing I probably should do before I go down and start harvesting, I probably should top off the T6 with some diesel fuel. If the total comes out to be 263, I don't plan it that way, but we'll just see if it does. Let's go ahead and get some diesel fuel. Alright, does it come out to be $263 worth of diesel fuel? I think it's going to be just a little bit more than that today. I'm going to say $278. I don't know why that number just came into my head. Alright, not okay. It's better. It's cheaper. Cheaper than what I thought. Not too bad. Alright, so we got enough fuel to last us like a day and a half, it seems like. Although I'm pretty sure I burned through a lot of diesel fuel subsoiling all those fields. So now let's mosey on over to our last oil field that we need to harvest, which is right over there. Yes, I'm trying to figure out if I want to plant cotton in the big field. I mean, is it going to be worth it? Just because I'm saying leasing the cotton module harvester. I mean, we know it's over 20 grand. I don't mind leasing a planter and leasing a trailer to grab the cotton modules and bring them to. Hopefully by then we'll have the spinnery to make fabric. But it's the big cost of the cotton module harvester. And then if I harvest, if I have it more than an hour, let's just say it costs me $25,000 to $30,000 to lease everything to harvest cotton in the big field next year. Would I get enough? You know, is it beneficial? Am I getting enough? Yeah, it would be nice if I unfolded the combine first. You know, would I make enough cotton out that field to make a decent profit, or maybe just wait until I get another huge field and maybe do cotton in it some year? I mean, I hate to keep doing cereal crop like we've been doing, but that's the only product that we can actually produce and make something out of it and benefit it from our production buildings. Of course, I could put down another production building, but I'm not exactly sure I know the recipe for everything, so I have to look it up. And that would be the one that makes cereal. But I think we might need grapes for that. I'm not too sure. But like, I think we just need to kind of stay focused. We got the sheep, and I think maybe the next production buildings for $160,000, which seemed like a lot a couple of years ago in the series. Right now, it doesn't seem like that much because we're going to have a lot of bread. We're going to have enough eggs, I think, in a couple months to have that cash. I may also sell some furniture today as well, maybe in the afternoon. The current price, I do believe, is $2,000 and something at the supermarket for furniture, and I got about 5 or 6 pallets, so that could bring in a hefty $12,000, right? So that would look really nice in the bank account. Help us doing some loans and fixing some things. Just want to make sure we got enough money to keep the production buildings up and going, which the production buildings don't seem to cost as much as I thought they did when I was on Elm Creek, but that was a while ago. But I was actually kind of surprised when I woke up this morning and all of the grain at Milling and Over was already produced into flour. So now I just got to hope Bread Pit can keep up. So basically, depending on how much grain we get off of this field as well, let's just say currently for what Bread Pit has, we should have pretty close to 50,000 liters of bread. And bread goes for like 13, 14, was it? 1,300, 1,400? So that should bring in around 70 grand worth of bread. And then we'll have some eggs, so we should be able to get $100,000 from all that. At least I think we will. And plus whatever grain we got off this field here today, that's definitely going to help us out as well. I know this field does not have any lime in it, but it doesn't seem to be yielding as well as I was hoping it'd be. Yeah, I got maybe probably 7,000 liters of oats in the trailer. I unloaded the combine once when it was somewhat full. And so far, I'm almost up to 6,000 liters now. But it should have 100% fertilization on the field, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, fertilizer is at 100%. And of course, we're only at 80% because 15% is lime, and then 2.5% for rolling and mulching. So, I mean, it's about, best as I could have gotten it. Just doesn't seem to be harvesting that well, but maybe the fields, when I put the field in, when I was plowing the field in, I thought it was bigger than what it was. And I think it's still stuck in my brain that the field is decent size. And really, it's not as big as I'm trying to make it to be. But either way, it's a field that we didn't have last year, and we have this year. We're harvesting, so it will bring us in the cash. Trailer is full, so that's 12,000 liters plus whatever we get here. So I'm thinking maybe 7 in the combine, somewhere around there. So we're looking at about 19,000 liters of oats to bring on into milling it over. We are just about done. Kind of the good news is I'm looking at the repair on the combine, and that doesn't seem to be dropping that much, but it's also an expensive piece of equipment along with the header. So even though it might be a small repair, it still could be quote-unquote expensive currently to repair it. So I may not get repaired today either. That may have to wait until the winter months we get a good enough amount of cash, or maybe later on in the day when we sell furniture. Now, I'm trying to figure out when I was harvesting, I was figuring out the grass itself, which we make into silage, and we'll be cutting it September, and I'm trying to think October, November, December. I think December would be the month I could possibly get another cut of grass in. All depends on the weather, I guess, and what it does. If it gets too cold, then probably won't get another cut in. But I guess I could cut the grass in November. This wouldn't be at the highest height, but I would still get it. So that could be something I do. So I might get 2 more cuts in the grass field. And let's not forget about this piece of oats up here. And we are done harvesting in the combine this season. So instead of dropping this off in the trailer, and I'm going to bring the combine back anyways, let's just drive on over to milling it over, which is right there. And we'll empty right out of the combine and bring the combine back to the farm. We'll wash it off. Am I going to try to sneak it into the shed today? Probably. I'll park it in there just to see how it looks. Just to see how it fits in there. I don't really think I have to get anything else out today, although I haven't checked on the sheep yet to know if sheep need more grass or not. But I'm expecting not. I mean, I could check the page here, the PDA page, to see if they need some grass, but I think we'll go up and just have a look at the sheep, see if they got any wool produced, which I doubt, because when we bought the sheep, they were young sheep, and they were at 10% health. So I'm pretty sure not much was made, if any. I will turn the mill on in a little while, once I get the rest of the grain put in. But we're going to bring the combine back, wash it off, come back on down. We'll grab the T6, we'll drop off the grain, and then we're going to lease the fertilizer spreader. Kind of sucks I got to pay $1,200 to lease it for about 5 minutes, because that's how long it's going to probably take me to fertilize the grass field. The path / rows I put in are pretty good for the T6, but not quite as wide for the 770 that we have here. I'm going to park this, get it a little bit out of the way, because I got to get in that shed to grab the fertilizer for the spreader. Let's go ahead and give the combine a quick wash here. Crossover harvesting. I don't know if I'll ever get the corn / sunflower header for this combine or not. That may not come along until we get a bigger combine, so I might wait until we get that far along. I probably should drive this over and see how much it would be to repair it, but seeing that we only got $7,700 in our bank account right now, I don't think I want to know because we're going to spend a little bit of it now. Yeah, I think that's good enough. That can dry out in the sun or clouds, I guess. Let's teleport. Yes, perfect. I only got 2 vehicles. Of course, they're going to teleport me to the T6. Let's go dump this grain into milling it over. And tell those workers they had a couple hours off this morning, but get back to work. And then they have the rest of the year off, basically, because they should have this done in no time flat. This should be done by 5 o'clock, I would think, at the rate they go. I mean, we're only talking less than 20,000 liters of grain here. Alright, so while it's dumping on in, let's go to here. Oat flour, and we will activate that, and that should be on distributing. Yes, we're all set. So there's bread pit. Yeah, we got 18,000 liters of bread being stored already, and another 93,000 liters to go currently. And for every 2 liters, we get 1 liter of bread. So basically, that's like 47,000 liters, plus whatever we get out of here as well. Can I, since we're kind of down here, can I lift this up high enough? Yeah, I think we can do it. Let's go in here. So yeah, here's the only thing for sale currently, a trailer header. Not interested in that at all. Fertilizer spreaders. Here we go. Let's go ahead and lease that for $12.75. It is worth it. Even if it's only for 1 grass field for about 5 minutes. That will increase our yield on the grass field by quite a bit. And I'll get my money back on that $12.75 real easy. Okay, so that shouldn't be in the way. Alright, let me go ahead and lift that up, I think. I said lift it up. Yeah, we're all good. The T6, the tractor that can do just about anything. Well, to a point, right? Now let's go back to the farm. We'll ditch the trailer, and we'll load up with some fertilizer. And I guess we'll have to keep the front load attacher on for now, unless I want to detach the spreader first. I think it looks kind of okay that way. We'll get the job done. It's only going to take us about a couple minutes to fertilize that field anyways. Well, I guess for now, I think the trailer is going to sneak back here. And we'll call that home for about a month or 2, because I'll have to feed the chickens. And while I'm going by here, am I going to need what? Yeah, I'm going to need both. Hopefully the other one is a full one. Appears that it is. And let's hope that, like the last time I fertilized this field, that we could see where we've been. Now it should come set for max distance, which it looks like it is. Yeah, let me scroll on out so I can definitely see where I've been. That is one heck of a working width. So not too bad of a morning. Got the last field, well, the last field that I could plow done. And we got the last field harvested. And then we're getting our grass field fertilized, so this will be ready for the month of September to go ahead and cut it and put it into our silo bunker. I'm just wondering if I can get 2 cuts in the rest of this year. It's hard to get 3 cuts in a season, it appears. I guess it all depends on how your month of December is. And like I said, after we get done with this, we'll make sure I unload the fertilizer out of it before I return it to the store. And then we'll go check on the sheep to see exactly how they're doing after 1 day here on the farm. Or, excuse me, 1 month here on the farm. And it looks like in September I'll be selling... Well, I gotta sell the silage before we cut this field. But we will be cutting this field in the month of September. And then, of course, we'll have to compact it, cover it up, and get it ready for the winter months. I think December is the peak. Maybe January is the peak month for silage, if I remember. Looks like I will have enough fertilizer to get this field done. Just got to get used to that working width. Now, doing this from in cab must be something you got to have a little experience with, because you're not going to be able to really see the edges that well. Because we don't have GPS installed on our T6. If I did have GPS installed on the T6, then it wouldn't be much of an issue. GPS is something I used quite a bit when it came out in 17. And then as 19 rolled around, I used a little bit less of it. And basically, oh, but I don't want to use all that fertilizer. Let's narrow down the working width. I think I'm, wait, what's the word? Oh, Control Z. But basically, the only thing I was using GPS for in 19 was when it came to the weeds, or fertilizing when the crop was too tall to see where you've been. And that's about the only time I was using GPS. But it definitely has its benefits when you need it. Alright, so we are done fertilizing the grass field. So the grass field is almost as good as it could be. It still needs to be rolled. We got some wool. I'm actually surprised we got some wool after 1 month. Probably going to be what, like 20 liters? Okay, 6 liters. Let's see. Food is at... Okay, I don't know how much food they actually take. I think they took 3,000 liters, so they didn't eat hardly any grass. If I go... Where are they? Here... So the water is good, and grass, they went through that much grass in a month. But I'm pretty sure as they get older, they're going to chow down a little bit more. And let's see, 12% on a month. So is it 8 months? 8 times 2. 8 months before they're mature? I would say so, right around 8 months. And then once they get to be 8 months old, is it every 8 months they can reproduce? And we could have potentially 100 sheep here, which would mean a lot of grass. Yeah, that's something we got to do this winter for a couple trees that need to be cut down. That's one of them. So the sheep are rocking and rolling. So right now we have 6 liters of wool. Let's get that fabric shop up and going. All right, let's go over here and dump out this fertilizer. Because as I learned a couple seasons ago, we tried returning a drill that released with seed and fertilizer in it, and I didn't get no refund on our stuff. Alright, so that is now out. Let's go ahead and let's go here to leased equipment. Just thinking in my head quickly, make sure I don't need it, and I should not need it at all. Yeah, we should be all set. So let's go ahead and return that. Yep, we are all set. And I think what we'll do to make some people happy, let's go over here and see how much it is to repair the T6. I don't know how worn out it is, but with all that plowing and everything else I've been doing lately, it might be 2,800. And let's see, repair. Nope, wait. 6,000. Oh wow, that condition went down quite a bit from plowing everything. All right, well, I can't do that because that's all the cash that we have. So probably we'll be selling the furniture next episode in the afternoon hours. Hopefully the price is still at 2,000. Is it still at 2,000? Well, the price is going up. So yes, we'll be selling it in the afternoon hours. Get ourselves some cash. We'll repair our equipment that we can. I'm afraid to see how much the combine is going to be because that might scare me as well. But let's see, furniture is... Well, I could sell some wood chips, but wood chips are not going to bring in the cash that we really need for repairing either. Let's go ahead and put our fertilizer away. We don't want that in the rain. If it were to rain. But I guess since the T6 is worn out, I guess what I could do is go ahead and try to get this pallet off my pallet forks. Are they really stuck on there that good? There we go. I could go over and get that field plowed before I repair the T6. And I may do just that. Well, I think what I'm going to do is actually go inside the cabin and grab some lunch. And I'm trying to think, yeah, probably the combine will fit in here. And maybe I could always push back the water tanker and get the T6 in here. And hopefully during the winter months we get just enough cash to put down the shed that we need. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in No Man's Land. But until then, have a good one.